Here with?
Davide Rosa.
And what did you do today?
I got top 16 at the Austrian National Championship.
Nice.
Playing Radiant Typhoon. So I played one Shield Bearer, 3 Eldam, 3 Sven as my starters. 3 Crosea, which is the best card in the deck, even though you rarely resolve this, when you do it feels amazing. The one-offs, one Varun, one Phoenix, and one Mega. There is no reason to play more of these. If one of these gets banished, it's not an optimal situation, but if you still have one in rotation, you can find a way to keep playing. I played the best card in the deck, 3 Shina plus 1 Magnamuth to serve Shina, which is the only target. And this wins you so many games going second. Sometimes even if your opponent goes first and you can resolve a Crosea during their turn, you set up a wind and then you can bounce everything off of Shina. Then I played 3 Fuvalos, because it draws you into more engine cards. And playing the Super Poly version, I didn't feel like playing more entraps in the main was optimal. For my Radiant Typhoon quick play spells, I played 3 Visions, which I do not own, and apparently no one in the local does. 3 Chant, 1 Ascendance, 3 MST, and 1 Trap. This is all pretty standard. I would have loved to try the second Ascendance, but I feel it doesn't come up nearly enough in order to justify it. Then as my board breaker cards, I played 3 Super Poly, 2 Fallen and 3 Droplet. These I never resolved in a tournament almost, like I've seen this twice, but I always bricked when I saw it. This felt really good, but I already knew I felt like this was the best board breaker in the format. And then the 3 Spoil, it was the first tournament where I actually played this card, but I felt it come up so much in testing, and it did even in the tournament, so I would not change my build. And then the last card in the main is the one-off Called. Is really strong when you are going first, but it can even out the Ira Silvia going second. You can try to use it on some Mitsurugi or so, and so I felt confident putting this in the main rather than the side. For my extra deck, I played Chuvarun. You don't need the third one, and it doesn't really come up because we are not on the extravagance version, and so Chu is more than enough. One of these and one of these as my additional endward pieces. This is as MVP. This is more situational, but still, if you have an extra body, you can do this. If you have 2 extra bodies, you always go for a Totem Bird, I feel like. Other Link True I played are Wen and Greatfly. Her effect came up a couple of times to Reborn, and once or twice I believe to Crash, while Greatfly to OTK came up more often than I thought it would, and I was really happy with this card. Then for my Super Poly targets, I played 1 Mad Dragon, 1 Garura, 1 Secretarion, 1 Santa Zamina, together with the Azamina and Ira Silvia. These I did rarely, because I got paired up against less Draco Tails than I expected, but and also the times I did get paired up against Draco Tail, I either didn't see Spory or they did not end on the synchro, so I didn't make the Santa Zamina. But still, I would keep playing them. While these you make them more often because they are more generic and cover any matchup, and you must play those. 1 and 1 for the Fallen and the Virtus, you don't need more considering we are not on extravagance. And 1 SP as my last card never came up and always stayed in the extra deck. For my side deck, I played Tripurulias. This came in almost always while going second, and yeah, card is pretty good. 3 Ash Blossom for going first, outs Purulia, and is a nice backup to your end board. Children and Lockbird. It's broken against Mitsurugi and won me a couple of games for that reason. It's another solid backup for your end board. You just shotgun like your Set Ascendance, Trebon Crosea, and so on, and you then just draw them after the first search. 3 of 5 Rainbow Magician. This card is MVP going first, and you can also side this in while going second against a Vanquish Soul, which I felt like was pretty impactful and was one of the reasons why I decided to play this over a Dimensional Fissure, which didn't really help against Vanquish Soul. That is a tough matchup for the deck, and I have to thank Jiba for this. Then one Druis and one Baldrake to go together with the Magnamut. They banish the Mitsurugi Rituals or the parts of the Fiend's Meat Engine, or are good against the branded follow-up and main phase 3 shenanigans. And then two Megalas, which I do not own, but this always came in going first and gave you a more resilient combo into Entraps and in general had consistency.
Thank you so much, Davide. Any shoutouts?
So shout out to my team, ft.Davide, for helping me deck building and supporting me throughout the tournament. Shout out to my locals and everyone from my locals, Felice, which also really supported me during the tournament. Then shout out to Jiba, which helped me in deck building and who gave me the ideas to play both the Beastrels, the additional copies of Megalas, and confirmed my idea of playing Super Polymerization. And that's it.